I got a couple things I want to get to with you, but the first one is I just want to I want to watch you cook Harvard for a little bit. Go for it.
Well, Harvard is not what it seems. I always say this. Harvard, everyone thinks of it as a university. It has very little to do with the university. Structurally, it's a corporation. The Harvard Corporation, which is a 12-person board, runs the Harvard University. The Harvard Corporation now is run by Penny Pritzker. It's the Pritzker family who brought the Barack Obama into political relevance in Chicago. Obviously, J.B. Pritzker is the governor of Illinois to this day. Penny Pritzker was the Commerce Secretary for the Obama administration. She was the special envoy for the reconstruction of Ukraine. She's worth about $4 billion. She was the chair of the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, which is one of the oldest think tanks in the country and was a frequent cover for CIA funding and CIA outreach work during the Cold War. Documents as early as 1951 show the Central Intelligence Agency planning things in tandem with the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. In fact, the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace was run from 2014 to 2021 by Bill Burns. And Bill Burns only left the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, which had been previously chaired by Penny Pritzker, to run the Central Intelligence Agency. And Harvard, what they do through all of their different centers, whether it's the Kennedy Center, the Shorenstein Center, the Berkman Klein Center, the Belfer Center, they focus on areas of geopolitical conflict and policy that affect the multinational corporations that donate into Harvard and that the Harvard Endowment, the $53 billion Harvard Endowment, invests in. So one of the most shocking examples that has been publicly declassified because of the U.S. government role in it and the scandals that resulted was how Harvard made billions of dollars looting the economy of Russia during what should have been the period of peace that would have unified the U.S. with Eurasia diplomatically, when all of the trillions of state-held assets of the entire Soviet empire converted to capitalism and went through shock therapy. Harvard teamed up with the U.S. government. USAID at that time paid $500 million to Harvard's USAID. It was called the Harvard Institute for International Development. And using Harvard economists and Harvard's international relations specialists and Harvard's practitioners of statecraft, under effectively academic cover, the U.S. State Department and USAID worked with Russian oligarchs in control of the oil and gas sector, in control of the steel sector, in control of all of the different sectors that previously held that wealth publicly. They worked directly with Harvard and then gave the Harvard Endowment, together with George Soros's Quantum Fund, because Soros and Harvard worked together, special private inside access to bid on all of those assets. So they got to buy up, they got a first bite at the apple to buy up on the cheap all of these new assets that were previously held publicly for foreign populations. They did the same thing all over Central and Eastern Europe. And guess what? That was the same policy that the CIA and the State Department had, to take this wealth effectively, and that would increase U.S. national interest because it's being held now by Westerners rather than by foreigners. And you can see the logic of it. But the fact is this revolving door has put Harvard completely at odds with the Trump administration's foreign policy.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.